Have you been to a Japanese garden? Japanese gardens are a miniature reproduction of nature. I think they are pure abstract works of art. It brings the beauty of nature into our lives and shows us its shifting living painting. Kenrokuen Garden is located in the center of Kanazawa City, and it stands as one of the most beautiful gardens in Japan. It was once the outer garden of Kanazawa Castle, but it was opened to the public in 1874. Japanese gardens make use of natural elements like rocks, water, trees, and hills to create landscapes and build smaller version of nature in a limited space. The garden itself is a combination of elements. No single one is most important, and they coexist in harmony. The color palette of Japanese gardens is very subtle. They emphasize greens and browns with seasonal flowers in a single area. Moss or koke in Japanese is one of the signature plants of Japanese gardens. It's grown to cover the ground and works as a natural air cleaner. This garden has the oldest water fountain in Japan, built in 1861. It's powered by the drop in elevation from the pond, which causes water to shoot out 3.5 meters high. Japanese gardens are never complete. When it's built, it's only the beginning, and it will be cared for through generations as everything is growing, dying, and repeating its cycle. It expresses the passage of time. This pond symbolizes the ocean and is the center of the garden with pathways wrapping around the pond. These pine trees were planted from seed about 180 years ago. They now stand tall next to the pond with some of its branches extending over the water. When I visited in November, the garden was in preparation for the snow. In winter, the pine trees are protected with ropes that are tied in a cone-shaped arrangement. It snows a lot here, and this prevents heavy snowfalls from breaking the branches. This traditional winter protection is called yukitsuri, and a famous winter site of Kenrokuen Garden. Japanese gardens remind us of the natural landscape, but they are carefully controlled by man. Every angle is considered and every scene framed. Pathways are deliberately designed uneven and winding to slow down your pace. Walking through the garden feels like you are stepping into another world, and you can feel the great care in the garden, love and respect for nature. It offers plenty of resting points where you can sit and enjoy the views opening out before you and soak up the atmosphere. Japanese gardens show different perspectives depending on the season, weather, as well as your own feelings at the time. While walking in the Japanese garden, allow your mind to wander freely and let yourself feel whatever you're feeling. It's refreshing looking at the minimalistic design of the garden. Little pieces of you will come back to you. Rocks play an important role in Japanese gardens. They sometimes represent mountains, islands, or other times they symbolize animals, depending on their shape and where they're placed. But you don't need to know the answer. You can just imagine what it represents. That's why I think Japanese gardens are like abstract art. This small hill is a representation of a mountain. You can enjoy a great view from the top of the hill. The branches of the maple hang deliberately in front of the waterfall, adding depth and character to the view. By not showing the whole thing, it lets your imagination open up. It's very important to live in harmony with nature. Japan has been through so many natural disasters, and each time we recover and rebuild. We cannot control nature, but natural disasters never make us hate nature, and we've never given up loving it. Otherwise, we would have moved out of this island a century ago. I hope I have convinced you to visit a Japanese garden, the one near you or in Japan. It has to be seen to be appreciated. They are alive, just as we are.